Hello everybody, this is Stuart Jean coming back at you here at Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California for Drum Magazine. We have been looking at calibrating our limbs, making sure everything's in check. In this video, let's look at dynamics. Let's make sure that when we're getting louder or softer, that we are staying in time and we're not flamming. And also that other limbs aren't relying on each other. You know, if I'm bringing the snare drum up and I don't want the ride to come up, I want that to stay there. So this may reveal some independence issues. This is, I would call, dynamic independence. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take eighth notes, like something like this, like simple group of eighth notes, all at the same volume, the best we can. You know, find a starting place. Hi-hat could play quarter notes. Hi-hat could stay at the same volume if you want. It's kind of up to you what you want to do there. Just keep that as a marker. All right, so we're really kind of focusing on the hands and the bass drum. So we'll do ride cymbal so we can really hear the dynamics of it. You could play floor tom if you want or experiment with that. Snare drum and bass drum. So this first one, we're just going to, 4 bars swelling from, let's say, pianissimo to forte, and 4 bars back down at, I'd say, 75 BPM. Okay, once we've sort of established our scope and our range, our arc of our dynamics, we could expand that drastically. I'm just kind of going moderate here. Now let's isolate each voice and just have one voice come up and down, leaving the other voices at the quiet level. Cool. One thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this is try to stay relaxed. Don't get too tense about it. If something does start to follow, if you're playing the ride and it's getting louder and the snare starts to creep up a little bit, just try to bring it back down. Don't be too rigid about it. This is just a technique exercise. The next thing we could do is, one measure loud, one measure quiet. So instead of swelling up, we're drastically going from one dynamic marking to the next. So let's try that. And then next we could do 2 voices moving up and down while one remains in place. Okay, there we go. Of course, there's a lot of things you could do with this. This is just hopefully inspiring you to think of areas you need help with. You could be traveling through different surfaces while you do it. Obviously, crashes, toms. You could get the hi-hat involved, splashing it, and all that. But that's your introduction to that if you've never done anything like that. We have independence, which is playing polyrhythms and playing over the bar and things like that. But then there's what we call, dynamic independence, our limb independence. We don't want our limbs reliant on each other. I mean, we are one person. There's going to be a little of that, and we are human, and that's fine. But to just focus on that and make it, something to work on, and it'll improve your ability to be musical and dynamic and expressive. So I hope this helped everybody, and we'll see you on the next ones. Take care. Bye-bye.